But in better news, talking about developing and games coming out that we want to be aesthetically looking good in the process of coming faster, we had the Unreal 5 reveal and display. And I was, as a person that's in the technology and the back end of things, highly impressed. How do you
Yeah.
feel about what you saw, G?
Well, there's really only one thing that I can feel, and that's that in the next year or two, because I'm sure there are a few games that are deep into development on Unreal 5 already, and we just don't know it. Like I know Wukong is one of them.
Yes.
Um, but current gen is finally here. Um, because Unreal 4, I mean, now granted, there are other reputable game engines out there, like the RE engine, the Decima engine, and so on and so forth. But Unreal 4 carried last generation on its back, and we will expect that Unreal 5 will carry this generation on its back. So the fact that it has finally released, Fortnite, of course, has been the stress test for it. I'm excited, man. It looks like we're gonna get some amazing graphics out of it. Funny enough, there was a I forget if Unreal 5 does the metahumans or, but I know that they have their own form of metahumans if it's not metahuman, because I know that's like a brand or whatever. Um, but there was a picture going around on the internet of a black kid with blonde, curly, frizzy hair that looked pretty convincing. I thought to capture to save the picture and send it to my wife. Like, hey, check out my cousin Isaiah. Look at him; he's growing up so much. And she calls me a couple hours later. She's like, man, she's like, I really like your cousin's hair. And I'm like, yeah. She's like, so whose kid is that? And I'm like, nah, I'm just screwing with you. That's actually a video game character from Unreal 5. And she was like, what? She's like, well, I was going to say he had murdery eyes, but that was convincing. And that tells you exactly how good, the possibilities of Unreal 5 are. These people look convincing. We saw the what was that? I forget what it was, like the Matrix Revolution teaser thing that came out. That was pretty convincing. So I'm overall just really excited to see what we will get presented to us with these new games that are starting to launch on the sleeve of Unreal 5, man.
Absolutely. I was aesthetically pleased. I know a picture you was talking about and it looked phenomenal. Before I go into details or anything, I want everyone to know if you have a strong enough gaming PC for developing, you can go ahead and download Unreal 5 and go ahead and get to tinkering with a lot of the things they have available on there. They have plenty of plugins that are free, things are available for you to test out. And then on top of that, they do have a demo that's available for you to download, play, and then add your own layouts to it for you to experiment in the feel of what Unreal 5 can bring. It's your basic shooter with your dummy layouts, nothing like the characters don't look anything too different unless you want to go ahead and add them out. And then outside of video games, this can also be a great way to do anything as far as commercials. Your if you want to get into
Sarah,
design
I
work,
love you.
is oh god, Sarah,
Sarah with the dad
oh,
jokes.
y'all stop it. But I'm really happy for what I saw. This is going to make developing way easier for AAA games. You're going to see a lot of indie titles come out of the woodworks with amazing looking games, on top of games that are up to speed with current gen. That I feel as though is going to blow a lot of things out the woodworks. Unreal has always been one of the leading engines for developing. You had, what is it? You had Unreal, you have Unity, you have the who Guerrilla Games uses what engine?
That's Decima.
Decima engine. You have
Did
which
you already
one?
say Did you already say the RE engine?
No, I haven't said RE engine. You have
Yeah.
RE engine. You have a couple
Don't for,
out there.
don't forget EA will never let go of Frostbite.
Anywho, so you have that, and then you have ooh, I have it on my on my
On the
PC.
tippity top of his
It's
tongue.
actually on my PC, but yeah. Question, Nick. Since you dabble into the back end of tech, absolutely, I'm definitely going to go ahead and try it out. I'm going to look into it just to play around. More of the data information on what it brings, because I'm not
Yeah.
as artistic. I know for a fact Terry has been working with Unreal 4 and has developed like his own VR game of like building blocks and climbing. But for me, I'm just really just gonna test things out, see how it feels, and just give it a try because I'm not artistically anywhere capable of developing games of that magnitude. But at least I want to know what I'm talking about when
Yeah.
you sit down and we have these discussions as far as engine go.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Now, something that I would like to point to that I think makes Unreal Engine 5 super interesting is the implementation of code-free development. Again, and I forget the name of the game now, but in the template shooter game that Perry has mentioned to us, this is a game that already has online functionality and servers built in. So if you want this to be a multiplayer shooting game, it's already there. But what's really cool about it is they give you, like, I think they said like 3 to 5 templates of different maps, and with those maps you can literally copy and play paste, click and drag things, move around elements, switch textures, and make it your own without ever having to touch a piece of code. So I mean, you could probably look at some beginner guides on YouTube and create your own multiplayer shooter game.
Yeah, and if
Like
you
it's insane how easy they're making this and how accessible they're making this to like entry level people.
absolutely, and shout out to your boy Nick Perry again, who introduced someone who is a game developer who uses Core Engine, which Epic Games is a part of. As you can see, Epic Games is a huge supporter of the Unreal Engine and things of that nature. And a lot of aspects of Core Engine is plug and play. That's where developing is going anyway. You have a lot of plug and plays going on right now, from app
Yeah.
developing to website developing, web developing, and now game developing to make it easier for people to come out with video games. But for one thing, as someone who, both of us who are getting into game journalism, is just not about the aesthetics. Like, we care about aesthetics. We love how things look. We love how pretty things are when it comes to video games. But we enjoy the story of what video games bring. And that is why, for me, I believe when I say this, people, you will understand Horizon Forbidden West is a lot closer to Game of the Year with the battlement of Elden Ring, because I've beaten Elden Ring. Like, I wanted to hold my opinion on the game because I'm playing these games to full completion, from side missions to platinum trophy. Like, I'm going to do that, and I want to give a fair judgment on that. The hype of Elden Ring is because I'm a From Software fanboy. But when you look at it from just not the dungeon bosses, but from the main bosses, you had to look at it. Is Horizon aesthetically looks way better. It has a streamlined storyline. If you're into the lore aspect of Elden Ring, then you have a phenomenal aspect of like 4 to 5 stories in there that you're just like, Lady Melina, her sister, phenomenal storyline. It's damn near tearful. You have the twins, phenomenal storyline. You have the Black Blade boss, great. And then you have 3 to 4 mainline bosses who are just a waste of them being there. And this is, I'm not trying to get too far off. I'm just saying, we have to understand that a lot of these games that we play go from mechanically moving great, storyline there, aesthetically there. There's a lot of things that have to be checked off, and not just because something is plug and play, it doesn't mean that your game is going to be the next thing since sliced bread. You got to put thought into it, and we are in an age in which, on all platforms of all scopes, um, spoilers. If I spoiled anything, I do apologize. If anything in
Now,
Elden Ring, I do apologize. If I said anything, I just bosses wise. I haven't gone into um, anything as far as Horizon, so I do apologize. As far as Elden Ring, there's nothing too much. Um, oh yeah, Lady Melina, you'll have to find her to get that storyline anyway. So trust me, it's it's tearful. That's all I can say. But yeah, for your games to have anything as far as being something that's going to change it, either you're going to get something like a throwaway album, like something, no disrespect, like a Drake album that's throwaway, or do you want something,
like Certified Lover Boy.
or do you want something that's going to last a while, like To Pimp a Butterfly? That's gonna You're gonna have replayability that you're going to always go back to, which is Persona 5 Royale. Um, so no, you're good. I completely understand. You do not have to play. Elden Ring is a game. If you're talking about Elden Ring, I completely understand that. It's very fair on that. If you have played any of the From Software games, if you tune into the Captain's Lounge or I just stream it here, I'll give my tier list. And Elden Ring is not my S tier number one game. Still,
Yeah. So, and what I'll say in your defense, which I'm gonna gladly defend you here because you finally admit that Horizon may actually have the edge on Elden Ring, and that makes me so happy for anyone that was out there getting giddy. That's why. But in reality, you can't really spoil a FromSoft game. I guess Sekiro, if anything, because that one was a little narratively heavier.
one
But for
hundred
the
percent.
most part, most from soft games, like the only thing that you can really spoil is the spectacle of the boss.
Yes.
Because the story is in the lore. You've got to really dig in to get the story in a lot of
Mm.
cases. Usually the most shocking thing about any of those games is not the name of the boss. It is the first time you come up on the boss and you say, "Oh my god, I got to fight a giant knight." What? A giant dragon? No
Absolutely.
way. So, I mean, if you were spoiled by the names that were dropped, we do apologize.
Well,
But all in all,
those names are
it'll be okay.
literally seen at the beginning of the lore. But like you said, it's
Yeah.
the how you are spoiled again is with the lore and your first encounter with certain bosses. You have the Volcano Manor, that main boss. That's probably the most aesthetically pleasing boss fight I've ever had in a From Software game in a very long
Ooh.
time. That boss
I
fight
don't
was
I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know how much it counts as I know Demon Souls was a remake, but Demon Souls was a gorgeous game.
this boss fight puts everything from Demon Souls to the wayside. I'm sorry. This fight was because it's one of those gimmick fights in which you have a special weapon to beat
Oh,
him.
okay.
But dude, it is great. And then you have um, Lady Melina. You have her fight, which is great, musically phenomenal. And then um, there's a few other fights, but those two stood out the most. Where I'm just like, this is pleasing to my ears and visually just amazing. So, and like you said, I'm going to go ahead and dive deeper into Horizon after I get done playing my Kirby because I just need something to wind down and relax my brain because I spent 145 hours getting that platinum trophy to get that. And I am going back to beat a few other games. I'm almost done with Sifu. I just got to beat it. I thought I was going to go for the platinum, but I just want to beat it at this
Ooh,
point.
yeah. Beat Sifu. Don't let it beat you.
Exactly.
Um, but all in all, I know we got here from Unreal 5. But ultimately, Unreal 5 would probably fix a lot of issues that Elden Ring has because, as good as the game is, it has a lot of performance issues. A lot of performance issues.
But that's from software, and I think they do that on purpose, just because they know speedrunners, they know people they want gimmicks out there because
Oh, yeah.
they want things there because if they fix all the holes, they did all that, you would literally have to play the game as, sir, you're going to slow grind until you come of level to beat this person. And if you play Elden Ring, 115 to 125 is the level that you need to be respectively that play this to beat this game. I ended off at 167 as my level. So
Yeah, definitely. I definitely do get that. But all in all, Elden Ring is great. Horizon is great. Unreal 5 is exciting. Get ready because current generation is getting ready to kick off more than it has already.